Serious? Okay, now that was strange. Okay, that is really strange. Are you serious? Is the only way I know how to answer that. Oh, well, it's going to be one of those creepy kind of things. Okay, especially when you hear what all I got to talk about. What? Yes. A giant catfish bit and hurt, and I mean they had to call the ambulances out. 5 different. I'm gonna tell you all about that. Plus Charlie Manson and the Manson family. Wait till you hear this, guys. Anyway, let me put a shout out right now, if I could, if you guys don't mind. Let me put it out right now for talking about giants. GiantMiningCorporation.com. That's GiantMiningCorporation.com. Okay, and I put the link below the video, so it's easy to click on it. Let me just tell you about it, okay? Copper shortages just went political. Washington's eyeing import tariffs, and the scramble for homegrown supply is on. Prices are brushing about $4.85 a pound, okay, while global stockpiles sit at 15-year lows. So you know what's going to happen. Price of copper is going to skyrocket, or it should. So here comes Giant Mining Corp, advancing the 9,800-acre Majuba Hill project that's in it's a mining area there in Nevada, ready to go. Recent drilling cut a 170-foot zone averaging 0.4% copper, crowned by a 10-foot streak at 4.4% grade that the majors are paying billions for. So independent engineers at Respic are already modeling the first resource estimate. So Majuba move while rivals wrestle with new red tape. The speed wins the super cycle. Who's it going to be? And they are built for speed. This group is, this company. So if you want to dig deeper into this possibility or an option or maybe an opportunity for you, go to giantminingcorp.com. That's giantminingcorp.com. It's on the OTC at BFGFF in the United States and BFG in Canada. Find out about this, guys. You may be this may be a great opportunity. Okay, read the entire description below this video. Okay, for the disclaimer. All right, now while that's going on, let me just tell you right now that yes, you can get your ticket for the zombie apocalypse. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Zombie apocalypse. Of course, I taught for 3 hours on the zombie apocalypse, which is the return of Legion. The demons are loose. Okay, it's a 3-hour teaching. You can go right now to my website. You can click on it. You can get it. You also get a free PDF workbook on the entire study. I teach on the demonology. I teach on demonology, which people are really interested in understanding. What do we do in this day and age? The demons are after the people, the oppressive spirits, the infestation and hauntings in homes. People are being inundated with demonic forces. It's the last days. That's why this is happening. It's the last days. Find out all about it. Get the ticket. Watch the teaching. It's available at my website, or you can even order my book as well. If you haven't got that, you should get this book. It's great. It really is great. People love it. Or the DVDs on zombie apocalypse. It's all about demonology. Okay, now let me tell you what's going on, because this giant catfish thing, what is going on? This thing is gigantic. I mean, it's 6 foot long, 200-pound catfish. What? You talk about things are getting creepier, and I'm starting to wonder. I know demons can get into animals because we know they went into 2,000 hogs when Jesus cast the demon out of the demoniac of Gadara there along the Sea of Galilee. And we already know, and I already dealt with demons going into a cat, but I'm not going to say any more about that. You got to read my book if you want to know about that. When I went into a home and had to pray to relieve it from demonic haunting and an infestation. But matter of fact, I teach on it and really break it down for you, that story that happened to me about 10 years ago. And you need to find out about that. But anyway, let me just tell you what's going on right now with this fish. Catfish? What? Catfish? Yeah. It happened in Germany. A massive catfish. That's it right there behind me. That was 6 foot long, weighing 200 pounds. It attacked 5 swimmers in a lake in Lake Brombach. And get where that lake is. Lake Brombach is in the southern Germany in Bavaria. Now, Bavaria is where is the birthplace of the Illuminati. Yeah, it really is. The Illuminati was founded in 1776 in Bavaria, Germany. All right? That's something to think about here. So in that area where the Illuminati was birthed, which still is in play they've been over 200 and almost 50 years. The Illuminati has been building up and working at trying to create the New World Order or the one world government or the biblical beast of the Bible in the book of Revelation. It was founded, it was birthed in Germany, in Bavaria. Well, there's a lake in Bavaria, and this giant catfish started attacking people who were swimming, biting and severely injuring 5 swimmers. The police were called. The ambulances were called. People were bleeding. They're bitten. This ain't a shark, guys. This is not a shark. This is a catfish. And the police got there. The incident occurred last Friday afternoon near what's called the floating island there in the lake, where the giant catfish apparently didn't like people swimming in that area. And he started lingering, and then he repeatedly started attacking that Friday afternoon in the water. Paramedics were called from the Red Cross and had to treat the people who were severely bitten from their wounds and taken to the hospitals. And as the police arrived, the fish showed no sign of moving away. It was like this. It was like it was saying, "This is my territory. Anybody else want to get into the water? Anybody else want to get into the water with this thing? No! No!" A catfish of biblical proportion. 200 pounds. So, guys, the police, when they realized they couldn't get the fish to leave, and it was danger to everybody that was everybody got jumped out of the water, you know. So the police then pulled out a gun and shot the fish repeatedly before it finally died, and they pulled it from the water. Now, 20 years ago, a giant catfish, also in a different lake in Germany near Poland, who they nicknamed Kuno the Killer, became international media attention when it swallowed a dog and bit people in the lake. And that large catfish was pulled from the lake and this was in 2003, Kuno the Killer, and they stuffed it and they put it on display in a museum. So they hadn't had a catfish, a big catfish, really, and we've not seen. I mean, there's been some big catfish. I've talked to people. I used to live, for 2 years, I lived in a town called Monticello, Indiana. And they have a beautiful lake, twin lakes, Lake Freeman and Lake Schaefer. And over there in Lake Schaefer, there's a dam. That's what created the lake from the Tippecanoe River. And so, or was it the White River? Maybe it was a combination of Tippecanoe and the White. I think that's what they did. They built this dam, and the dam was deep. It was 100-foot deep. And now divers used to go down in there because they wanted to inspect the dam, and they said they saw catfish down there the size of a man. And I said to myself, that's just insane. But they said, no. And the divers were afraid. They come back up and said, whoa, there's a catfish. We saw catfish down there. One of them was the size of a man. They were big. They were big. But this one in Germany decided to claim this territory around this lake, this little island on this lake. And this then started viciously attacking people. This is crazy. This is just unbelievable. So anyway, this catfish was shot and killed. It was 6 feet long, and it weighed 200 pounds. Demonic? Was it demonic? Was it the offspring of Leviathan of the Bible? Are we talking about the serpents of the sea again? Are we going to see? Mike from around the world told us we're going to start seeing strange things from the animals. Now, this is a big catfish. This is maybe one of the biggest that people's ever seen. There probably is some bigger, who knows, somewhere. But there's some serious issues going on right now. But speaking of demonic things, we just did a podcast, and I'm telling you, this is really interesting. Myself and my two sons, I've got 3 sons, but 2 of my sons helped me put together, and I have a podcast called the Paul Begley Podcast. We did a podcast. We just aired it. It just released it last night. You can go to the Paul Begley Podcast channel. Matter of fact, I put a link below the video, and you can actually go and click on that, and it'll take you to this podcast channel, and you can watch the story of Charles Manson. Matter of fact, let me just play a little bit of this, okay? Let me just play a little bit of this from one of the shorts we did. This is just a little fragment. In this podcast, myself, Paul Begley Jr., and B.C. Begley, Bart Begley, we have a conversation about this whole situation, about what really happened. What is the demonic entities that were working and moving in Charles Manson, and how could he convince normal people to become killers in the helter-skelter situation? Let's just check this out, okay?
We're a defining moment in American history. They symbolize the dark side of the 1960s counterculture, shattering the idealism of the hippie movement. The media portrayed the family as a cautionary tale about cults, drugs, and youth gone astray. The story inspired countless books, films, documentaries, and academic studies. A book entitled Helter Skelter became the best-selling true crime book of all time. The Manson family murders were a defining moment in American history. They symbolized the dark side of the 1960s counterculture, shattering the idealism of the hippie movement. The media portrayed the family as a cautionary tale about cults, drugs, and youth gone astray. The story inspired countless books, films, documentaries, and academic studies. A book entitled Helter Skelter became the best-selling true crime book of all time. The Manson family murders were a defining moment in American history. They symbolized the dark side of the 1960s counterculture, shattering the idealism of the hippie movement. The media portrayed the family as a cautionary tale about cults, drugs, and youth gone astray. The story inspired countless books, films, documentaries, and academic studies. A book entitled Helter Skelter became the best-selling true crime book of all time. The Manson family murders were a defining moment in American history. They symbolized the dark side of the 1960s counterculture, shattering the idealism of the hippie movement. The media portrayed the family as a cautionary tale about cults, drugs, and youth gone astray. The story inspired countless books, films, documentaries, and academic studies. A book entitled Helter Skelter became the best-selling true crime book of all time. The Manson family murders were a defining moment in American history. They symbolized the dark side of the 1960s counterculture, shattering the idealism of the hippie movement. The media portrayed the family as a cautionary tale about cults, drugs, and youth gone astray. The story inspired countless books, films, documentaries, and academic studies. A book entitled Helter Skelter became the best-selling true crime book of all time.
All right. Sorry about the echo there in the beginning. The first couple of times I played that, I'm very sorry about that. I forgot. When you play that, you have to have the echo cancellation turned on. So I'm sorry about the audio issue there, but I did fix it and then played it a few times there so you could hear the good audio. I noticed there, Barbara, I think it was Barbara said, Pastor Paul, I watched it last night, but didn't leave a review yet, but it was well put together and he was a demonic influence. Thank you, Barbara, for that update. Yeah, if you haven't seen this podcast, you can. It is at Spotify. My Paul Begley podcast is on. It releases a brand new video every Tuesday night. Once a week, we put out a video. We put out a full podcast. And we released it. You can watch the Paul Begley podcast anywhere and everywhere podcasts are. I mean, definitely Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Squawker, I don't know, all the different places there are podcasts. So you need to see this one. This one might have been one of the best we ever put together. It's a great video. It's a great podcast. We really analyze the Manson family. And what we're doing is periodically, about every 3 weeks or so, we're doing what we call the cult classics. The cult classics. We've already did one, so you can go back and watch all these podcasts. You go to the Paul Begley podcast channel, which is right here on YouTube. Matter of fact, let me just see if I can grab the link. Okay, let me grab the Paul Begley. I have it in the description below. It's easy. Paul Begley podcast channel. If you just go to it on YouTube, if you search it, let me see. It is an incredible podcast, but we did one also a couple weeks ago called it was about the Heaven's Gate cult. Okay, and that was really well done. I'd have to say that both my sons are really good at putting these things together, and then they bring me in to help. And the three of us talk through it. Yeah, you can hear the podcast. Yeah, it's on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, everywhere. And then of course it's on also right here, the new Paul Begley podcast. Just go to the Paul Begley podcast on YouTube. Paul Begley podcast at YouTube. But anyways, really well put together, really well done. We cover the entire demonic aspect and the psychological aspect. We talk about the psychedelic drugs in that time. We talk about the spirit, 1969. We talked about how the anti-Vietnam War spirit was there, the hippie movement, of peace and free love and drugs. But how did Charles Manson, what kind of a spirit was that man operating in that he could convince people to help him kill people and the innocent for no reason? How did he do that? What demonic forces? And we play quite a bit of this documentary that Bart put together in the podcast, where we show you Charles Manson being interviewed in before his trial, after his trial, during his trial. It's really, really good. So we've done so far Heaven's Gate. You can watch that podcast. It's really good. And now we've done the Manson family. And we will be doing, just keep watching these podcasts, but we will be doing an episode on Reverend Jim Jones in Jonestown. We will be doing one on David Koresh at the wacko from Waco. We will be doing a Hitler, how he demonically influenced the entire nation. We will be covering other the Columbine shooting. We'll be covering different types of Jeffrey Dahmer. We'll get to him. I mean, we're going to get to different ones. So we will bring those in about every 3 weeks or so. We have these special episodes where we really break down these phenomenons, these phenomenal issues that have happened in our life, in our world, and what caused it, and what kind of demons are involved in these things. And then and do you think those demons went away? Every one of those demons, every one of these demons that cause these things are still operating. They just leave one body and go to another. They find someone who opened their gates. You need to learn all about this. And matter of fact, we will be holding a webinar coming up in July where we're going to deal with the devil. I mean, the devil knows your name. Okay? He knows who you are. And we're going to be dealing with that. I'll tell you all about that. We'll bring in some great people who understand demonic activity and demonology. We'll be bringing them in. So it'll be a great webinar that's coming up in July. I'll let you know the date and let you know all about it, who the speakers are. We're working on that right now. Wow. Yeah. What about the demons that attack the people dancing at the peace festival that was going on in the desert there in Israel, when they were attacked on that horrible day, October 7th, 2023. What is the demon that operates also in Hamas? That's just, I mean, you got to start thinking about this. How many of these demons are out there? How ancient are they? Where is their source? What gods what demonic gods, which are demons, they're ancient. How many are there? Who are they? And why are they attacking the people on the earth? Someone said they just loved my interview with Laura Eisenhower. Yes, it was really good. And so was the interview we did with I didn't even do this one. The interview with Dr. Tenpenny, my son Paul Begley Jr. did that interview. He did that whole podcast because I was traveling. And his interview with Dr. Tenpenny was amazing. Thank you. Yeah, these documentaries are good. These podcasts are good. You can, and if you haven't seen them, they're free. They're easy to watch, and they're a lot of fun, and you get a ton of information. I have to say this: Paul Begley Jr. is an incredible researcher and put together these podcasts. He completely manages that entire podcast new channel we started. And then he goes and gets the speakers. He researches the information. He's like his mother, okay? Brilliant researcher. He probably should be a Manson, but he's never taken the test. But he's one of these brilliant dudes. And then he sets it all up. He sends me, here's who we're interviewing. Here's what it's about. Here's all the research. I study it before we go on, so I know halfway what I'm talking about. And then he and I usually interview somebody, or sometimes it's me and him and my other son, BC Begley, and we bring him in too. And it's a really good. So check it out. Bart does excellent job finding the information because he usually does about these little 8-minute documentaries in the middle of the podcast. And these guys are good. So I love working with them. And so the podcasts are a lot of fun. We're really, really touching lives with the podcast. And we hit a lot of different interesting authors. Jonathan Kahn is going to be one of our guests soon. So get ready for that. We just interviewed Mondo De La Vega from the Jim Baker Show. And that podcast is going to be airing maybe next week. I have to look and see. It's always released on Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights is when you can watch these podcasts. And then, of course, just go to the channel. It's free. It's right here on YouTube, Or if you already have Spotify, you can listen to it on Spotify or iHeartRadio or Amazon Music. Just everywhere podcasts are found. So they're doing a good job putting that together. We interview different authors, politicians, world champion boxer, musicians, alien UFOologist, Dr. Tenpenny, who of course dealt with the pandemic. The cult classics we're doing, all kinds of variety of things. Here's our tagline. If you think about it, we'll talk about it. If you're thinking about it, we'll talk about it. All right, guys, I'll let you go. I've got more breaking news to bring to you, the things happening around the world, but I wanted to share this with you. So check out the podcast and also make sure you get the webinar. Get your zombie ticket right now. Watch this teaching. It's actually not a webinar. It's a teach. Only $25. Get it now. Watch the 3-hour teaching on the zombie apocalypse, the return of Legion, and the demon. The demons that are loose. You might really enjoy this teaching. 3-hour teaching I did last Saturday. It's available now. You can go get that ticket and watch it right now. People really loved it. So, all right, I'll be back, guys. Give your life. Wait a minute. Somebody said they want a song. You want a song? How about reading Hemingway? I see geese flying high above the water, a child fishing with his father in the rain. I can smell blackberry brandy and chocolate-covered candy. Thank you, RP. I see a soldier crying on a train, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walked the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. I'll be in Blue Eye, Missouri at the Jim Baker on July 3rd and 4th. Of his weakness, I can taste the brandy sweetness at a roadside Idaho cafe. I can hear old Teddy laughing, Fitzgerald's toes a-tapping to the roaring sounds of yesterday. Falling asleep, reading Hemingway. Thank you, RoboMom. That's a great idea. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walked the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walked the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And a shotgun blast echoed across the page, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. Yes, I'll be at the Jim Bakker Morningside, USA. On July 3rd and July 4th. It's going to be, of course, the celebrating of Jim Bakker's 65 years in ministry. I've been invited to come. Israel Hall will be coming with me because Sister Heidi can't come with me. She's my dad is very ill, and he's in the hospital in Indiana, and my mother's also not doing well with her Parkinson's. So there's a lot of issues. But anyway, so Heidi can't come with me. So Israel Hall's going to come with me, and we're going to go to Morningside, USA. We're going to be at Jim Bakker's. I'll be there July 3rd and 4th. I don't have a schedule like when am I on, when am I preaching, when am I taping a TV shows? I don't have that yet. They haven't given me my schedule because there's other speakers coming in. This is a 65th anniversary. So Jim's bringing in quite a few different people. And but I'd love to see you. So come to Morningside if you can. And as soon as I can get a schedule when I'm going to be there and doing whatever, I will post that and let you guys know so that if you're coming, Sheepdog, you ask if you can be baptized. They don't have a baptistry in their studio and their entire complex. So I don't think I can pull that off, okay? I don't think I can pull that off. And I'm sorry about that. But, Florida, if you come to Florida, I certainly can baptize you. Certainly can baptize you in Florida. Usually once a year I do baptisms in Indiana, but this year I can't due to everything going on. We just couldn't open up my home in Indiana for this year. Just too much... there's just too much sickness and in and out of the hospitals and it'd be too much commotion really for my parents at this point. Too much stimulation. There's just too much going on. There's no way to schedule that and guarantee that. So we're skipping it this year, and I really feel bad about that. But everything's going to work out eventually. We just have to. There's a period of things that we have to go through in life, and that's what we're doing. Doing our very best. Doing our very best. Okay. I'll be back, guys. Thank you for asking those. And so we will, we'd love to baptize you and everyone else. And of course, right now we can still do that here in Florida. You let us know and we'll definitely have it ready for you. Have a baptistry right there under the big tent. So, all right. Well, guys, I'll let you go. I'll be back in a few minutes. There's a lot of breaking news out there also I got to get to, and I'll bring it to you right here on YouTube. So God bless all of you. See you in a few. God bless. Are you serious? Give your life to Jesus Christ because he is on the way. He's coming soon.